Everybody tries to make a living and making products good.
You got water over here.
Dad,
I'll get it in a minute.
it's not all the Chinese fault. Why are you blaming the Chinese, Dad? What?
They want to destroy it so they can have our land.
I'll use it, and you guys can use it too. Okay, we'll be all right.
You don't trust their products? They don't know how to make products.
They want to kill us so they can take over our land, right?
Okay.
But
And we got lots of farmland, and they got lots of people, and they want to feed their people.
I wish I did believe it, because I don't think I believe you, Dad, because they're nice. I didn't know how to make products right. Why couldn't Americans do the same thing then?
Yeah.
Well, President Trump is starting to change that. He's charging tariffs on it.
Don't down China.
Stay for now. Amen.
Real tariffs on that's going to make you more. It's going to be more stuff made in America.
Okay.
We're safe for now, though. Okay.
Could it be like as good as China?
You want to take a chance and poison yourself? Go right ahead.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I like the products that my sister ordered. I could
Go
trust.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just glad I interviewed Dad. He just didn't want stuff from
Yeah.
China.
I wish I had more trash bag put in here, and then I could. Somebody give me one. Does anybody feel like bringing a child here? I forgot. I can do it.
Then what gift does he? What gift does he trust? The
This is Merry Christmas, so let's stay cool and calm and enjoy your presents, okay?
Okay, it's Christmas about enjoying your family and enjoying your
He
presents.
likes the shoes, okay?
And is he going to try the comforter?
Amen.
I'm not ever downing my pill or anything.
You're about to try the comforter. Amanda tried it, and it's real comfortable.
Think of it this way, it's just product.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, okay. That don't matter.
What? Stickers. But it's okay to support any organizations we want to. Not have to be selfish. We don't want to be divided.
They like it when we order from Americans, okay?
Yeah, I know that.
Chinese do.
They like that too, I'm sure of it. They appreciate it when we order from them, and they're not against Americans. I believe they love us Americans. Because otherwise they would have not making stuff for Americans. I was trying to tell Dad that.
Don't order anymore, because we're having to owe money right now.
Oh, we do? I know some people have trust issues when it comes to other countries. Oh,
What do we got in here, Amanda?
a lot of stuff in here too.
What's in here?
I know people have struggles with trust issues when it comes to other countries.
What's in that bag, though?
Right, Mom?
Yeah, what's in that bag? Nothing in here. This here. Does anybody know what's in there? Hey, Amanda, what's in that bag? Pink and black and white. What's in that bag? Do you know?
But we can still check out American stores to see what they have there too.
Okay. What's in that bag there?
Okay, I don't know.
I wonder what's in there.
I can trust their products.
Let's just be thankful for the presents we got, okay? And don't be upset.
I
okay?
like the lamp you picked out.
Yeah, this lamp is broke.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know we got that.
It's broke
we didn't know.
In what way?
right there.
Will it turn on still?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Well, at least it can work or to turn on.
I don't know what happened. Maybe they didn't mean to, I guess.
That's it. It's still turning on.
The manufacturers didn't mean to.
I like to use it. We used to have Mark Charles scissors. This is in that drawer there. I just need one to cut my saw off, okay? I'm gonna try on this green saw this time.
For the scissors?
Yeah, I
I'm
need
glad
to cut
you
this.
like your coat. I'm not worried about where the product's from. I just enjoy
That's what I'm
it.
talking about, just enjoy it, okay?
It's having a wonderful Christmas. Joy?
We are already,
Yeah, well.
we are already. So
Mom
don't
wants
talk anything
scissors.
about it.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm not.
Yes, Merry Christmas it is to everyone.
Merry Christmas to you too.
That's one of the next few days. Merry Christmas. Well, you know what, Dave, we ended up, we were down in America, you know, I guess as you know, for the month of December. And, you know, we did, and we were actually gonna stay right to the end of January, you know, it's kind of the stuff we're working on. But it kind of opened up a slot that we actually could slip home here. And, you know, we have some things to take care of. But I'm telling you, you know, I had to tell the Lord, I mean, you know, it's been a really hard couple of weeks, you know, to be honest. And, you know, we have no fewer than about six major deals on the radar going on right now. And each one is active, each one is critical, each one is so significant, you know, in their own way that there are and will be international kingdom ramifications with these things that are going on. And, you know, I mean, just for sake of security and things, you know, I can't talk a lot about those, you know, like the old,
Who's gonna have fun?
you know, nuclear submarine admiral said,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
put
we
it
run
back in
deep
that
and we
one.
run silent.
Scissors in there, too. Scissors everywhere.
You know, I mean, we kind of have to,
Scissors
but I
everywhere.
will say
No,
that
not
while
there.
we hit some stuff in
You
the
know about
last,
that.
you know, even 72 hours and last week that were
Yeah, that little
just
drawer
like
over there.
really hard stuff.
Mom's
So
got one
anyway,
on the
here we
kitchen
are.
table, huh? Dining
You know,
table.
and the Lord gave me a dream on December 19th that I felt to share today. And, you know, I said, Lord, why can't you give me dreams about rainbows and butterflies and, you know, good stuff. But, you know, we don't get to choose what the Lord gives us. And, you know, as I've said before, you know, we're going to be obedient to bring what he has. So I've got two kind of words to bring today. There's a lot to kind of push through. And so I'm just going to, if it's okay with you, I'll just step into it. So anyway, I woke up on December 19th, and this morning I woke up and, you know, I saw this boat with a hole in the floor and, you know, water leaking in, and it really didn't seem like much, but it was certainly enough to sink it if you know, it wasn't handled. And so the guy in the boat, you know, I realized, you know, he realized that there was a hole in what was going on, and he kind of said, oh, in his heart, you know, that's okay, you know, really nothing, and you know, he kind of made the decision, you know, not to deal with it and not to let anyone else deal with it. And for if he told someone, you know, that there's a leak in the boat, you know, there'd be great ramifications, you know, that would be very hard. And so the choice was just to kind of ignore it and you know, carry on. And so, you know, I'm looking and the water's filling up, and, you know, now it's above, you know, the ankles, and, you know, it was filling up much faster than what had first been thought. Now this had now escalated into a major problem. And it was obviously, you know, that if this wasn't handled, the boat would sink and all would be going down and the cost would be very great. So I'm watching this and you know, it's playing out in front of me. I realized, you know, I knew the guy in the boat, you know, he's a friend of mine. And I realized that he actually was captain of the ship, but what, you know, this boat wasn't a ship, it was just like a little boat. And then I saw, you know, he was being ferried on this little boat into deeper water where his ship was, you know, with the other vessels. And so in this deep water harbor, you know, there was different shapes and sizes. There were warships, there was cargo ships, there's passenger ships. Now his particular ship was one like the explorers, like Christopher Columbus. You know, his crew was awaiting him, and you know, it was then I, you know, looked down again, and now the water's up to his knees, and he realized like this is now not good. And, you know, he had no life vest, and it would be a cold, hard swim in the middle of the night to get to his ship. And from where I stood, it was about 200 yards, you know, to swim that. So I watched as it, you know, he evaluated what do I do, and it became obvious that he was going to have to jump in and just give it all he had to swim, you know, for his ship and for his life. And so as he plunged into the cold water, you know, the situation had seriously kind of changed him. And he began to cry out to the Father that was one of confession and one of repentance. Lord, you just get me out of this one. I'll do anything that you ask. And, with this little, boat now behind him and inches from sinking, he knew that he also had to deal with the little hole in the big boat. For now the fleet was at risk, and I saw that where his boat was, is there were 11 or 12 other vessels in his fleet, and so he knew that he had to call the admirals, the captains together, and deal with it, because now the risk was not just his little boat, but now obviously it was going to impact a lot more. So he now had a new resolve, and it wasn't just about him, his reputation, his image, his ministry. And I watched as the weight of the Lord and the fear of the Lord came on him. And he'd just been through a close call, way too close. And no longer would he be able to justify, the extending of unsanctified grace when it was time for truth, restoration, and healing. And so it was no longer about, it was about the kingdom, not platforms. It was about integrity. It was about the Father's goodwill. In his, the Father's good plans and purposes. And so, this word, even though I saw an individual there, I believe that this word is actually a word for the church at large, and even leadership at large, and even governments at large, that if you've got something going on, if you've got something in your boat that's a hole or a place that the enemy can have access, or something that's not dealt with that needs to be brought in the light, I'm telling you, it's not just about you. It's not just about your little, thing that you're stewarding. The impact could be much greater. And I'm going to tell you these 6 things that are on our radar right now. I mean, I look at, some of them, and each one, each situation is a little different. But have these leaders, have these ones, we need to be our best. And we need to be, walking with a purity of heart and spirit, that we don't have backdoors to the enemy. And I'll say this, Dave, that even myself right now, I'm doing a deep dive in my own inner healing, my own work. Lord, am I okay? Is there, Lord, what, because I want to be my best. And so my cry is that for every leader, sometimes you got to pop the hood, pull out the mats, do that spiritual car wash, so that you can be your best, because, grime and it accumulates. So anyway, Dave, that's kind of all I've got to say about that one.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA. A Block Trust IRA. Invest smarter, retire stronger.
Parasites are real. I can prove parasites are real. I know they're out in the world today. Now we have known parasitic diseases like MS. That's why I recommend Purge Advanced Parasite Cleanse.
Purge, crafted with an all-natural blend of 19 powerful ingredients, designed to target and eliminate every type of parasite inside the human body, from hidden invaders causing fatigue to those impacting your overall well-being. Join thousands of users who've already transformed their health, experiencing incredible energy and a renewed sense of well-being.
But what if I told you that cancer, acne rosacea, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis, 4 different diseases in 4 different areas of medicine, what if they can all be treated with parasite medication?
Get yours now at www.purgestore.com/hisglory or scan the QR code on your screen and get 15% off with the code HISGLORY.
Flash sale, 25% off Kingdom Fuel. For Christmas, stock up on the best meal replacement. For 2 days only, Kingdom Fuel, including the newly back in stock chocolate Kingdom Fuel, is 25% off. Kingdom Fuel is a comprehensive nutrition shake mix designed to nourish body and soul. It offers a full spectrum of essential vitamins and minerals, along with a complete amino acid profile for 20 grams of clean plant-based protein per serving. Dairy-free and gluten-free, it's the perfect for smoothies, oatmeal, non-fat yogurt, or mixed with water or your preferred milk substitute. The sale only available Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Go to hisgloryshop.me today to save. Wow, so spot on for such a time as this.
I mean, the Lord's not fooling around. He's given us every opportunity. So when he's knocking and tapping on our shoulder, you know, we best pay heed to what he's calling us into and what he's calling us to do. And, you know, if we don't, you know, we may not, and I'm going to say even this, in one of our meetings last week, a week before, there was something that came up and we thought, could this actually be a delay in what's coming in the Lord's kingdom purpose? Is that people aren't dealing with some of this stuff.
Yep.
And why, and could this actually be partly on us? That this isn't accelerating. And we know the Lord's going to come and it's going to go from you know, stalemate to checkmate. We know the Lord's got something coming. But nevertheless, are we ready and are we prepared to steward what's coming with a purity for him? And so that, I mean, that's where the Lord is really leaning in right now, from what I'm seeing.
That's so spot on. I don't know the 6 things you're working on, but I have a good idea. Ironically enough, I met with somebody just within the last 48 hours that has all the information needed for President Trump to prove the 2020 election was stolen. And your point is spot on. We asked ourselves, why hasn't it happened before? And I truly believe you're onto it, that the Lord is waiting for our pure heart to open this door. And it's, if we're obedient, it's coming. But if we're not, it's delayed.
Yeah, we have a choice in this deal, and I'm going to say we are even the storm. You know, there is something when we're righteous. You know, we can be bold as a lion, and we're called to be bold and courageous as a lion. But it's hard to be bold and courageous against an enemy that has something in you that's an uncommon. If we've got something in us that is you know intentional sin or just the things that we're involved in, that's an uncommon, and we're not going to be as bold to be able to blow the trumpet against that deal and we're not going to have authority over it unless we deal with it in us. And so I'm telling you the importance of this. It is, I think we kind of skim over it, but the Lord wants to do a deep work within us that we can be all that we can be. And so, so with that, just for the sake of time, Dave, I'm going to move into another one here now. Now this one is going to be a little different because I actually had this dream December 28th, 2023. That's like almost 2 years ago. I mean, we're 4 days short. But I've been thinking about this dream for, a couple of weeks. And so I dug it out and I got looking and I'm going, oh man, this is almost, 2 years to the day. And so, I felt to share it here, and this does have an impact on the nation of Canada and on the relationship with Canada and the U.S. and all of the speculation that Canada, are we going to become a 51st state? Are we going to, is Alberta going to separate? Are we going to leave Canada? Like, what's going on? And you've got all these leaders that are trying to leverage things, for their personal agendas. And, so anyway, here's the dream. And so bear with me, but the dream was I was at my house in Red Deer, Alberta, and I looked down the end of my driveway and there's this militarized SUV. It looked like an armored vehicle, khaki green. It was built like a brick, like much heavier than what a Hummer would be, and obviously more than like a typical, Denali or, one of these, kind of, expeditions or something like that. But it was a heavy duty militarized deal, but it was also like a limousine, and it was made to haul around government officials. So, I knew as I went out into the driveway that they were here to see me and have a talk. And so I went out there, and it was actually a nice day outside. And, this limo, I could see inside, and it was Alberta's premier, Debbie Smith. Now, I was on the passenger side of the vehicle standing in my driveway, and so that would be to her right. And, as I was waiting to speak with her. And I think that's significant because of, you look at the left and the right and, kind of the position, that we are, I guess in what we stand and believe in. But she was focused on the left, talking to people from the left with globalist agendas. And they were talking to her through the back window on the rear driver's side where she sat, and they had her full attention. They had, you know, basically, you know, she clearly was giving it all to them. And her showing up to talk with me was just an illusion of working with the right, you know, and working with the Lord and people of faith and you know, these things that, you know, how we feel and what we're working on. So in fact, so much so that she rolled up her window and drove away. And I mean, she wouldn't even look at me. She wouldn't even talk to me. Like it was so obvious that it was just, you know, kind of for, you know, a good photo op or an opportunity to make it look like she was, you know, had better intentions. Anyway, the next thing I know, I see this big fancy limo, and it's in an industrial yard that was an oil field pipe yard. And oil field related, you know, there's rows of racking, you know, pipe, you know, all sizes, dimensions, drilling pipe, you know, pipeline pipe, and all the inventory ready to go. But nothing was moving, no trucks, no staff. You know, it was dead of winter, and things were basically 100% shut down. And furthermore, it's actually how the globalists wanted it. And so there were some pallets of these oil field valves and stems, and, you know, being in Texas, you kind of probably know what I'm talking about. And they had these things called, you know, we call them Christmas trees. And so they were full of all these pipes coming off them and all the controllers that go in, you know, as the oil and gas is moved. But anyway, it was pretty packed. Now, it snowed, and they'd come in and, you know, they plowed the snow in this pipe yard, but they plowed the snow, and they just kind of pushed the snow to the back corners and to the back of these rows. And so, you know, where we would use to, you know, you get a truck and you load it up and you haul the snow out, they didn't do that. So as you can imagine, this limited the access around the yard. And the whole time she's in the back of this limo driving around this yard, she's on the phone with her handlers, not really paying attention, but she was reporting to her handlers in the dead of night that, yes, we're locking this down, we're locking this industry down, this is kind of what we're doing. So this SUV had been so long, it goes to the end of the aisle, and it couldn't really turn, you know, because it was so tight, so back and forth, you know, a 20, you know, probably a 50-point turn. And he did actually, the driver did eventually get it around, and he actually made another right, and, you know, it was too tight, so another 50-point turn. And eventually he was able to get out of this maze and this tight spot of, you know, these pipe racks and this environment, and they made to their way to the gate as fast as they could. They made a left turn, and then they made a right turn, and they got out of that environment like now. And but she knew she had to get out of there, so they pulled out of the yard. You know, it was late, and you know, looking back, you know, they just raced out of there as fast as they can. So my thought, you know, after lots of prayer and reflection, you know, I believe that we're in a place for Canada and for Alberta where Premier Smith has actually tried to appease the people, the grassroots people, but in so she's been controlled by the deep state globalists. And depending on which side of her mouth she speaks out of, you know, you hear different things, and her duality of language is actually clearly compromised. And now it was clear action that she was gaslighting not only Albertans, but Canadians, and even into the American administration, making promises that she clearly could not execute because of her globalist cabal control over her. And so the globalists could see her equity was running out. Her credibility was running out as a leader in Alberta and Canada, in the West, and they were actually moving behind the scenes to get her out and put her into Ottawa and assume a federal position of leadership in Ottawa and the federal government. So what I saw was the backroom game is full on. They're posturing to move her into federal position. And furthermore, even into a leader of the federal Conservative Party to replace Pierre Poilievre, who I believe is actually, his time is running out because of what's going on in Venezuela, and the cabal control through Venezuela and Maduro into crime and organized crime and you know, child trafficking, human trafficking, drug cartels that feed not into Mexico, America, you know, Central America, but also Canada. And actually, Pierre's, wife, I mean, her dad is in jail in America right now for money laundering. So it's a big mess. This is coming out, the Lord's shining on it. It's going to be freedom. And I will say that this is going to leave a clear leadership path in Alberta to put a righteous leader in that'll stand for truth, justice, and righteous, and not just to deliver Alberta, but, to deliver Alberta and Canada from the crown into rebirthing of our nation. And so 2026, it is going to be a very interesting year in Canadian history. And the Lord is positioning us into a place where it will no longer be stalemate, but it'll be checkmate, and we will have the victory. And I will just put a little tagline in here, and I got to be so careful, but the Lord is orchestrating this in the natural, in ways that the public has yet to see, and it is going to be good, Dave. So anyway, and then the freedom that is actually going to come to America, and what President Trump is doing in standing against the weaponized fentanyl production that is coming and wiping out Americans and Canadians at the level that it is. I say thank you, President Trump. So anyway, that's a bit of that one.
Wow. Yeah, and that's impacted my family and many families directly, that fentanyl. We got to get it fixed. And going back to the leader, has the Lord shared more with you who that leader of Canada? Do we both know who he is?
I believe we do. Yeah, I believe we do. Yeah, I believe we did. I mean, the Lord has gone through great lengths to bring a positioning, and I think even into the new year, we're going to see things start. And I mean, the prophetic is all over there that this is coming, and we should expect it. And so we shouldn't be a surprise, and we shouldn't be resisting it. But the problem is people want to resist it because, we fear what we don't know. And but I can tell you for a fact that the Lord is in this. He's in behind this. And to your point, Dave, about the fentanyl, the families and this kind of stuff, is we're in a Christmas season. Families are gathering, and and often it's actually a very hard time for families, that are struggling through different things. And honestly, there's not a family, probably around today that isn't, whether it's financial issues or health or addiction stuff or whatever. There's hardly a family that's not affected to this. And so I just pray that as families gather around over the next few days, that there would copious amounts of grace and love, copious amounts of healing, copious amounts of family revival, and restoration, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, grandparents, brothers, sisters, as we're created to be. And then the other thing I'll say is, we personally, we always have an open door. There's always room for someone else that doesn't have a place to go that might need it. And so open up your hearts, open up your tables, and let's love one another.
Yeah, absolutely, Barry. Love is what wins us. Light wins, but it's through love. That wraps up Prophecy Revealed today. God bless you. Go in His shalom.
Is that over?
The order for at least the next 2
So
months.
I didn't get to
This
hear
comes
the
after a
rest.
series of recent
That's okay.
U.S. seizures of tanker ships transporting Venezuelan oil.
You didn't understand them, or?
Cited by
Democracy? So they are trying to think still don't know the prophecy too good?
I just know that Canada is becoming communist, and they're probably gonna try to get back to Russia.
Communists, you say?
Yeah, they're communists.
They turned communist? That's terrible. For Canada. Canadians don't want it in their country. Neither. Oh, so
Mom get this and she get the book bags.
oh,
Mom get that.
a tote bag and a book bag.
Mom get this.
Yes, you could ask her. It is pretty.
She get that and I get that.
Well, she never has luxury before. Go ask her first.
You can give it to her.
Okay, Mom, we got you something special.
What's that?
Amanda decided to give it to you. Mom.
I got two of them. So
Already?
I got one for me and one for Mom.
Oh yeah, the luxury bag.
One, this is mine.
Oh, this is yours. Where's Mom's bag? Oh, okay. Oh, you got one too. Same thing as my sister's. Oh, awesome. What a surprise. Mom,
What's that?
Merry Christmas. Since you never had a fancy bag, you deserve it.
But I don't know where I would take it to. I guess.
To a dance or
Oh, on my anniversary.
on your anniversary. It's perfect.
Thank you, Amanda.
You're
welcome.
Mom deserved it 'cause it's perfect for Mom.
Here.
Is this close to
I
anniversary?
fixed the bag up. It's a nice.
No.
It comes with a tote bag and a pencil bag and a little
Oh, look what I got. I mean, those are yours.
buttons.
Oh, you can keep them.
You know one?
Or I can keep them.
You got them with buttons.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you put them on your purse or on your.
Oh, thank you. Merry
And
Christmas.
then you get
What is it, too?
and then you get a pencil bag in here.
Can we go hiking sometime?
I
Mom,
don't know why it has
extras?
this in there. Let me see.
What is it for?
Yeah, you can
Go hike.
flip stuff to that.
I don't have to go to school anymore. I can go hiking with this bag.
Yeah, you could.
Can we take our book back to hiking?
Yeah, I thought you gave the book right.
Oh.
No, I gave it to Jessica. You get the.
I can carry books or
Oh, the
just.
first.
I can,
Yeah. You can take it to the clubhouse.
or hiking or store stuff in there.
Yeah, you can put your peanut butter and
It
sandwich.
comes in a tote bag.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Another bag.
That's awesome.
Here's how I wear my backpack. I used to wear it like that in school. Look, see how I wear my backpack?
Oh,
It
yeah.
don't fit you, so you have to wear it one shoulder.
One shoulder sometimes, yeah. How's it look on my back? It's a little one, but
Well, it looks cute on her, though, doesn't it?
my backpack. So I'm wearing.
Well, bless Amber's heart, you need to give your sister a hug.
I wanted that for Christmas. Thank you.
I know it's small.
A hug.
No, it's not really. She could
It's still big.
Yeah, she can still put things in it though.
Yeah.
The gray one's cute, too.
Look at her little teddy bear.
Oh, what type of- Oh, I can see it in my glasses. Yeah.
Keychain one.
Oh,
That'd be cute.
oh, he's beautiful.
That's cute.
That's why we're having the best Christmas this family's
We
having.
are. Look at all the stuff we got. Jessica will share that lipstick with you, Amanda.
I
There's a whole
will
bunch
try
in there.
the mask sometime. But
I don't need to share. I got round lipstick.
are you
There's a whole bunch of them.
Where?
in the kit? Couch. That's
Take a
bathroom.
look at it. Let me count somewhere.
No, no, let's hide it somewhere.
It's a tube lipstick. Remember the tube lipstick that you found where
I got two lipsticks.
Mom must have.
squeezable tubes? You said you were keeping some things in your room.
Yeah, something. No, it's been moved or something. Oh, weird.
I got mine.
I'm just moving stuff around, so can I sit outside
Go on the couch. So
somewhere?
you got this wood.
I'm gonna rest for a minute, take a break. I've been moving around a lot.
That's all right. You lose weight that way.
I know, let's take a break.
Okay.
I'll look for it, it'll show up later.
Break in the schedule.
It'll
That's cool.
show up later on.
I went down to 197. I wasn't there.
That's great. That is neat. Merry Christmas. Christmas Day, Charlie. Merry Christmas. Okay. Mm.